Under a crescent moon, guests arrive at a lavishly lit mansion for a grand party. A man in a brown suit angrily turns away a woman without an invitation, while a guard grumbles about so many people trying to sneak into the banquet. Security is on high alert for the Su family patriarch's 60th birthday, determined to block anyone who tries to curry favor without an invitation. A small, dirt-smudged girl in a pink dress asks a man if this is the residence of Su Linsheng. A guard kindly corrects the little girl, telling her she should call the old master Grandpa Su. The girl, Su Mianmian, confidently declares she is the master's aunt from his father's side and asks the stunned guard to pass on a message. The guard dismisses Mianmian's claim as ridiculous, telling the little girl to leave immediately since she doesn't have an invitation. Mianmian insists her papa told her this was true and searches her little bunny bag for proof. A sudden, hard push from behind sends Mianmian flying as she cries out, "Ah!" She stumbles forward, arms outstretched as she tries to regain her balance. Lin Mei orders the guard to keep the unknown child out, and he nervously promises he will. Mianmian wonders why this woman, who isn't even part of the Su family, gets to decide her fate. Lin Mei boasts that her sister's upcoming marriage into the Su family gives her the right to keep Mianmian out, while the boy taunts her. Angrily, Mianmian clenches her fists and declares that she can go in. The little boy shoves Mianmian again, calling her a stinky beggar and telling her to get out of his way. Ouch! The boy grabs her face and Mianmian screams in pain. Mianmian bites the boy's hand, making him cry for his mom, while Lin Mei angrily accuses her of starting trouble. As Lin Mei furiously orders the guards to throw her out, a voice off-screen questions what she's doing at his doorstep. A young man with dark wavy hair and sunglasses arrives with a cool and imposing presence. He is identified as Su Chenfei, the 7th young master of the Su family, and a guard respectfully announces his return. Su Chenfei silently takes in the tense confrontation between Mianmian and Lin Mei's group. Lowering his sunglasses, Su Chenfei looks down at the little girl and wonders who she is. Mianmian, recalling that Su Linsheng has 7 sons, realizes this must be her grandnephew and greets him with a cheerful wave. Stunned, Su Chenfei listens as Mianmian introduces herself as his great-aunt on his father's side. As proof of her fantastic claim, Mianmian proudly presents a book titled Family Genealogy. Amused, Su Chenfei asks if she's crazy, pointing out that being a great-aunt puts her generations apart from him. He pauses, noticing a jade pendant she's holding is identical to a priceless one his dad owns, and begins to wonder if her story is true. While Su Chenfei internally dismisses her claim as ridiculous, Lin Mei approaches, telling Xiaofei not to be fooled by the scruffy child. Get lost! Su Chenfei coldly dismisses Lin Mei, picking up Mianmian into his arms. Holding Mianmian, he tells Lin Mei she has no right to boss him around, leaving her fuming with rage. Lin Mei clenches her fist, vowing to make the third-rate celebrity pay once her sister marries into and controls the Su family. While she fantasizes about revenge, guests inside the banquet hall swarm Su Chenfei, complimenting his looks and his latest movie. Ignoring them, Su Chenfei pushes through the crowd with Mianmian, demanding to be taken to his dad. Guests gossip behind his back, remarking that Su Chenfei is only arrogant because he was lucky enough to be born into the right family. The whispers continue as they speculate Mianmian is his illegitimate daughter. Recalling a recent scandal about him and a woman at a hotel, a guest scoffs at the embarrassment of bringing an illegitimate daughter home, a comment Mianmian overhears. That's wrong. Mianmian decides she'll teach the bad people a lesson, sending a golden talisman flying with a shout of go. The glowing talisman magically attaches itself to the back of the gossiping man's suit jacket. The golden talisman zips through the grand hall, targeting the group of gossiping guests. Ouch. The talisman smacks the man in the face, causing him to yelp and fall backward. The man collapses to the floor, stunned and bruised, while Mianmian internally celebrates the effectiveness of her little villain talisman. Mianmian proudly tells Su Chenfei that she punished the meanies for him, and he praises her, though he privately thinks he can't take a kid's words seriously. He admits it's nice to have someone worry about him, and Mianmian beams, happily declaring herself amazing. Carrying Mianmian, Su Chenfei enters the study and announces his return to his father. A man with a prominent mustache, Su Linsheng, angrily accuses his son of bringing his daughter to the banquet just to create another scandal. Su Linsheng, the richest man in Longguo, reminds his son that he just spent millions suppressing the last bit of negative press. He scolds Su Chenfei for wasting his elder brother's hard work and managing his public image. Unfazed, Su Chenfei tells his father to stand still and places Mian Mian directly on the desk in front of him. Su Linsheng's anger melts away as he admires Mian Mian, calling her beautiful and a true Su. He warmly introduces himself as her grandpa. As Su Chenfei complains about the blatant favoritism, she then cheerfully pats his shoulder, introducing herself to the baffled patriarch as his Aunt Mian Mian. Su Linsheng angrily berates Su Chenfei for joining the entertainment industry and setting a bad example, while Su Chenfei insists he hasn't been messing around. A letter from Mian Mian's father reveals that his family has fallen into eternal slumber, and that the Su family must care for Mian Mian, who can help them avert a coming disaster. Achoo! A sudden sneeze from Mian Mian startles the maids attending to her bath. Worried she is catching a cold, the maids hurry to wrap her in a towel and decide to call for a doctor. Mian Mian happily agrees and reaches out to be picked up. Now, in a lovely blue dress with her hair in pigtails, Mian Mian beams happily. Entering the grand hall, Madame Su points out the tallest man in a suit, identifying him as Su Chenjin, Mian Mian's eldest grandnephew. At the banquet, Su Linsheng holds Mian Mian and thanks his guests before announcing he has wonderful news to share. Lin Ru confidently tells her sister that Su Linsheng is about to announce her engagement to Su Chenjin, privately crediting a spell for making him fall for her. Before Su Linsheng can speak, Lin Ru interrupts, asking why he isn't announcing her engagement and warning him not to bring shame to the family. Facing the family, Lin Ru demands to know who Mian Mian is, declaring that family matters are not for outsiders. Lin Ru introduces herself as Lin Mei, the older sister of his son's girlfriend, while her sister greets Su Linsheng, before Lin Ru insinuates Mian Mian is Su Chenfei's illegitimate daughter. As Lin Mei tries to silence her sister, Lin Ru defends her actions, but Su Linsheng furiously refutes her claim, revealing Mian Mian is his aunt and Su Chenfei's great-aunt. Enraged, Su Linsheng accuses the sisters of calling his aunt a beggar and orders guards to escort the ill-mannered guests out. While being dragged away, Lin Ru begs her sister for help, and Lin Mei pleads with Su Chenjin, claiming her sister didn't know Mian Mian's identity. Su Chenjin agrees to help, and Lin Mei, watching him, reaffirms her belief that the master spell has made him completely devoted to her. Su Chenjin asks his father to let the matter go for his birthday, but Mian Mian notices something is terribly wrong with her grandnephew's fate line. Mian Mian activates her Heaven's Eye, revealing a third eye with a yin-yang symbol on her forehead to see the truth. Her power reveals a corrupting black thread connecting the destinies of Su Chenjin and Lin Mei. Mian Mian sees that while the black thread is a curse, her grandnephew also has a proper red string of fate from the matchmaker god. After Su Linsheng sets her down, Mian Mian confidently summons her eldest grandnephew to come to her. Su Chenjin dutifully kneels and greets his great-aunt, and Mian Mian pats his head reassuringly, telling him not to be afraid. Holding both the cursed black thread and a small wooden sword, Mian Mian wonders what her grandnephew has to be afraid of. Whoosh! With a swift motion, she uses her wooden sword to slice the corrupt black thread in two. Mian Mian reassures her grandnephew that the bad things are gone. He feels suddenly lighter, but is confused by a flood of strange new memories. Mian Mian offers a single blade of grass as a gift, which Su Chenjin accepts, as Su Linsheng grimaces and Mian Mian plots to get more whiskers next time. Su Linsheng addresses the guests, clarifying his aunt's high seniority to prevent future bullying before officially starting the feast. Mian Mian sits happily at the head table, while other family members and guests, including the troubled couple, are seated nearby. When Su Linsheng politely defers to her, Mian Mian takes charge of the meal, cheerfully encouraging everyone to start eating. Su Linsheng and Madame Su are amused by Mian Mian's grown-up mannerisms, attributing them to playing house. The doting couple piles food onto Mian Mian's plate, urging their little aunt to eat more. Mian Mian happily devours her food, exclaiming that it's delicious. With full cheeks, she eagerly points to another dish she wants to try. Mian Mian urges her nephew and niece-in-law to eat too, declaring everything delicious, and they happily agree. Across the hall, Lin Mei anxiously asks Su Chenjin why the engagement hasn't been announced. He shocks her by saying he needs to reconsider it. Panicked, Lin Mei resolves that she cannot allow delays and that Su Chenjin has forced her hand. Suddenly, the banquet hall plunges into darkness, leaving the guests startled and confused. Spotlights dramatically illuminate Su Chenjin and Lin Mei as they stand together on the grand staircase. Su Chenjin, arm in arm with Lin Mei, announces to the crowd that he has an important statement to make. As his family watches in confusion, Su Linsheng wonders what on earth his son is doing. Mian immediately senses that this is not her grandnephew, but an evil spirit that has possessed and is harming his body. Vowing to save him, Mian leaps from her chair and rushes toward the possessed Su Chenjin. The possessed Su Chenjin kneels to propose to Ruru, as Lin Mei fantasizes about becoming the Su family's grand madam. As he begins to propose, Lin Mei mentally revels in her victory, imagining all women at her feet. The spell's hold on Su Chenjin seems to waver as he looks up. Suddenly confused, he looks down to see Mian has grabbed the cursed thread binding him, leaving Lin Mei stunned that the child could touch it. With great effort, Mian yanks on the corrupted red and black thread, pulling it away from her grandnephew. As the thread is ripped from him, Su Chenjin screams in agony and collapses, clutching his head. Furious, Lin Mei shoves Mian away from her grandnephew, yelling at her to step aside. Su Chenfei intervenes, grabbing Lin Mei's arm and furiously accusing her of trying to die by pushing their aunt. Lin Mei claims she was only trying to pull Mian, but Su Chenfei angrily dismisses her excuses in front of the large crowd. Threatening to show surveillance footage, Su Chenfei silences Lin Mei, who desperately turns to Su Chenjin for help. Mian continues to pull on the cursed thread, extracting a shrieking ghost from her grandnephew. Ah! She tightly squeezes the captured ghost in her hands. Mian triumphantly shows off the captured ghost, exclaiming, "Got it!" as a horrified Su Chenjin realizes what was afflicting him. Su Chenfei confirms he also saw the ghost, standing with his brother as Lin Mei watches in disbelief. His mind now clear, Su Chenjin glares coldly at Lin Mei, declaring she's gone too far and ordering guards to take her away. Dragged away by guards, a shocked Lin Mei realizes all her plans have been ruined. Mian confronts the captured ghost, demanding to know why it possessed her grandson, as the spirit begs for mercy. The ghost blames an unnamed woman for forcing it into the body and pleads with Mian to loosen her painful grip, which she teasingly agrees to do a little. Su Chenjin asks his great aunt not to release the ghost, and Mian asks him if he can see the spirit now. Su Chenjin confirms he can now see the malevolent being that possessed him, and asks his auntie if she can trap it. As the ghost begs not to be trapped, Mian sweetly announces that since her mama told her to listen to family, she will happily trap it. The ghost lets out a final, furious scream, threatening that they'll never know peace if she goes through with it. Mian muffles the screaming ghost before decisively slapping a talisman on it. Mian proudly declares the ghost is now harmless, and her grandnephews praise her work. Su Chenjin addresses the crowd, explaining that Linru tried to push his aunt and is not fit to be his wife, before telling everyone to resume their meal. Having resolved the issue, Mian turns and asks to be picked up. Later, the family relaxes in a modern living room while Mian happily enjoys a snack beside Su Chenfei. Mian announces that her mission is complete and she'll be returning home now, shocking Su Linsheng, who knows she's forbidden to go back. A promotional banner appears. Madame Su quickly stops Mian, explaining that her other two sons are also experiencing strange things and need her help to catch ghosts. Su Linsheng adds that the boys will cry if she doesn't help, and Su Chenfei chimes in, saying he and his brother won't dare return to their house without her. Mian agrees to find and catch the ghosts before she goes home, much to the grandnephew's chagrin, as they didn't mean for her to do it immediately. The family stands together, ready to escort Mian on her next ghost hunting mission. Standing with her family, Mian looks down pensively. Holding a golden coin, a very sleepy Mian lets out a big yawn. Exhausted, Mian drifts off as Madame Su gently scoops her into her arms. Madame Su holds the sleeping Mian protectively in her arms. Shh, Madame Su motions for quiet as the family lovingly watches over the sleeping child. Tucked into a cozy bed, Mian sleeps soundly under a heart-patterned blanket. The family quietly watches her sleep, wondering if she will use her mystic powers to return home if she discovers what happened to her parents. In her sleep, Mian calls out to her parents, asking them to wake up, as Madame Su watches with concern. The couple worries that their aunt is having a nightmare as Mian whimpers in her sleep. In a dark, surreal dream, a voice urges Mian to wake up as she sits up in bed, confusedly calling for her parents. Now, in a different dress within her dream, a crying Mian tells her parents she's back, then suddenly remembers the sacred Jiang clan monument. She resolves to seek help from the sacred monument and runs toward a distant light. While running through the woods, she suddenly trips. She tumbles to the ground with a thud. Lying on the ground in pain, she tells herself she can't cry because her parents are waiting for her. Determined, Mian Mian approaches a tall, black, hieroglyph-covered obelisk in the forest. Sobbing, Mian Mian desperately pleads with the sacred monument of her family to save her. A vision of her parents appears in a starry void, lovingly telling their little treasure not to cry. Overjoyed and crying, Mian Mian reaches out, calling for her papa and mama. She tearfully asks her parents how they became spirits. Her parents embrace her, telling her to use her skills to do good and gain love, presenting her with a small, glowing bottle. Her mother gently strokes her cheek, comforting her. They explain they are waiting at the monument for her to collect enough power to awaken them, and Mian Mian vows to fill the bottle. Her parents instruct her to behave at her nephew's home and to just be happy, even while they are asleep. Mian Mian tearfully protests, crying that she doesn't want to be happy or behave. She just wants to wake them up. As she reaches out, the vision begins to fade, leaving her in sorrow. The dream shatters around her. Her eyes snap open, back in reality. Her family rushes to her bedside, asking if she's all right and what she was dreaming about. Now awake and held by Madame Su, Mian Mian explains her parents told her she must collect points of faith and virtue to fill a bottle and wake them up. She reaches into her little bear bag and pulls out a turtle shell. She places a tiny turtle on the floor, and a confused Su Chenfei asks her what it is. Mian Mian explains that her turtle told her she must follow Su Chenfei to save her parents, then asks if he needs her help. A red-haired man is shrouded in shadow. Su Chenfei reveals he's joined a reality show with a child to regain his popularity. Holding her hands, Su Chenfei formally asks Mian Mian to join him on the children's program, which starts in a week. Su Lin Sheng angrily objects, refusing to let Mian Mian film a show with a rascal like his son. Mian Mian eagerly accepts the offer, promising to look her best for the camera. The family debates the plan. Su Lin Sheng agrees to fund her fame, but Su Chenjin worries that manufactured popularity could backfire. Su Chenjin fears that paid-for fame won't count as merit, and Su Lin Sheng concedes that they should be humble. A live stream for The Daily Life of Adorable Kids begins as the host prepares to surprise star Su Chenfei. As the host approaches his room, the live chat explodes with negative comments about Su Chenfei's scandals and rumors about Mian Mian. The live camera reveals Su Chenfei fast asleep in bed next to Mian Mian, who is cuddling a large teddy bear. Watching the broadcast, Su Lin Sheng fumes that his son is sleeping in and dragging their aunt into his public disgrace. Reading the live chat, Su Lin Sheng sees a supportive comment from Awesome Auntie, defending Mian Mian for waking up late. Inside the room, Madame Su and the film crew try to wake Su Chenfei for the show. Frustrated, Madame Su thinks she'd have woken the dead pig long ago if she weren't worried about disturbing Mian Mian's sleep. Madame Su looks on as a sleepy Mian Mian begins to stir under the covers. Mian Mian wakes up and cheerfully greets her niece-in-law, causing Madame Su to melt at her adorableness. Madame Su fantasizes about hugging a cat-eared Mian Mian, overwhelmed by her cuteness. Leaning in, Madame Su gently informs Mian Mian that the filming has already started. Mian Mian pops up with a stretch, cheerfully announcing that she's awake. Waving to the camera, Mian Mian introduces herself, charming the viewers, who are confused but captivated by her presence. Madame Su glares at her still sleeping son, noting with irritation that even the little auntie is awake. She reaches out, about to wake him forcefully. Mian Mian gently stops her niece-in-law, asking her to wait. Hugging Madame Su, Mian Mian explains that ghosts scared her grandnephew last night and asks to let him sleep longer. She confidently adds that she has already taken control of the little doll. Madame Su understands but reminds her that they are on a tight schedule for the live show. Acknowledging Mian Mian's kind heart, Madame Su insists the show must go on. Mian Mian relents, giving her permission to wake him. Thwack! Madame Su delivers a mighty slap to Su Chenfei's rear, shocking him awake with a yelp. Startled, Su Chenfei sits up as his mother gestures toward the camera crew in his room. His eyes widen in panic as he suddenly remembers the filming schedule. He bolts upright, coming face to face with the surprised cameraman. Instantly transforming into a charming celebrity, Su Chenfei greets his fans, though the live audience calls him out for being fake. Mian Mian pops up from under the covers to wish her 7th grandson a good morning. Su Chenfei's expression softens immediately as he affectionately pats his little auntie's head, baffling the online viewers. Mian Mian lays out their busy schedule for the day, starting with washing up. A delighted Su Chenfei lifts Mian Mian onto his shoulders, ready for their day. In the bathroom, Su Chenfei patiently helps Mian Mian brush her teeth. Mian Mian playfully pats Su Chenfei's face with her toothbrush, declaring him a good boy whom she loves very much. A cute illustration shows the pair happily brushing their teeth together. Another cute drawing shows them both washing their faces with towels. After applying cream, Su Chenfei playfully boops Mian Mian's nose. Su Linsheng bursts in, yelling at his son for using the wrong face cream on a Monday. Oof. Su Linsheng kicks his son for breaking the cream rules as Mian Mian watches in shock. Su Linsheng demands Mian Mian act as the family elder, but she sides with her grandnephew, confirming it was his day to use his cream. Mian Mian looks pleased, her face glowing after using the cream. In a chibi drawing, Su Linsheng grumbles that Mian Mian used his cream, as the live audience tries to decipher the family's bizarre dynamic. Now dressed, Su Chenfei holds Mian Mian's hand as they descend the stairs. In her adorable orange dress, Mian Mian captivates the viewers, who gush over her cuteness. The crew films Su Chenfei and Mian Mian on the couch as he carefully adjusts a clip in her hair. The host kneels down, asking Mian Mian what her relationship is with Su Chenfei. Holding her bear, Mian Mian scoots closer to the camera, recalling her grandson's instructions to appear on camera if asked. As the interview continues, Mian Mian's expression saddens as she quietly thinks of her papa and mama. Su Chenfei comforts a teary Mian Mian as the live chat speculates she's an illegitimate child, urging the host to stop questioning her. With a stern look, Su Chenfei decisively ends the interview. Su Chenfei reassures Mian Mian that it's okay as she wipes away a tear. Mian Mian reveals her parents' names are Su Xianqi and Jiang Yao, explaining they are sleeping and can't talk right now. She smiles brightly, promising the interviewer that her parents will talk to him once her mission is complete. Mian Mian clutches her bear tightly, her expression determined. The host is confused, saying his 4-year-old son doesn't have a phone, so Mian Mian suggests he call the boy's mom instead. Mian Mian looks up at the host, telling him he's kind and she doesn't want to get upset. Su Chenfei steps in, threatening to make the call himself, which prompts the panicked host to agree immediately. The host makes the call, explaining he just wanted to delay her son, while a confused Mian Mian asks him why. While on the phone, the host suddenly screams in shock. He panics, shouting, "Babe!" into his phone as Su Chenfei and Mian Mian watch. Outside, a car has crashed, and the voice on the phone reports being in an accident. A woman with her young son watches in relief from the sidewalk, realizing the host's call slowed them down and saved them from being hit. The stunned film crew stares in disbelief, wondering if Mian Mian's prophecy actually came true. Mian Mian beams, relieved and happy that the family is safe. The host kneels before Mian Mian, shaken, as Su Chenfei explains that he couldn't have lived with himself if the mother and child had been in that accident. Mian Mian comforts the host, explaining this is his just reward for a good deed he did in the past. A flashback reveals the host heroically pulling a young boy out of the path of a speeding scooter. The host is stunned, amazed that Mian Mian knew about his past act of kindness. Su Chenfei looks at Mian Mian with admiration, awed that his little auntie knows astrology. Mian Mian giggles shyly at the praise, while a proud Su Chenfei thanks her, calling his dear grandchild amazing as well. In the control room, a producer exclaims that the live stream trend has hit 3 million viewers. Her colleague, a man in glasses, eagerly decides to use Mian Mian's prediction powers as publicity. The host asks to continue the interview, hoping Mian Mian will interact more with the audience. When asked to show her abilities again, Mian Mian explains that she can't predict fates randomly, as astrology requires a destined connection and a price. She clarifies that the host's past good deed created a bond, allowing her to predict his recent misfortune, leaving him to ponder what he did. As Mian Mian rummages in her bag, the glowing bottle inside reveals a small drop of water has appeared, surprising her. Mian Mian wonders if using astrology counts as a good deed and resolves to help people sincerely to wake her parents up soon. The host respectfully asks Mian Mian what price she requires for her fortune-telling. Mian Mian gives a thumbs up, announcing that she will now explain how the payment works. She presents 3 old coins, and the live chat explodes as a collector identifies them as priceless Qin Dynasty artifacts worth millions. Ahem. Mian Mian tosses the 3 extremely valuable coins into the air, much to the shock of the cameraman and online viewers. She explains that she can only make 3 predictions in 7 days for people with a destined bond, and only 2 slots, each costing a fee, are left. When the host asks who has a destined bond, Mian says the fortune symbols point to the uncle who directs him. Mian waves at the camera, calling out directly to the director watching from the control room. The director, a man with glasses, starts to believe she has real powers and decides to let her randomly pick 2 fans from the live stream. His female colleague receives the instruction, looking at her phone. The host presents his phone to Mian, showing her the live stream feed. The director smirks, intrigued to see how long she can surprise him, as Mian happily points at the screen to make her choice. While looking at the phone's comments, Mian innocently asks why people want her grandnephew to leave the entertainment industry. She reads a harsh comment demanding Su Chenfei get out of the industry, and she sadly realizes he must have done bad things. Su Chenfei gently pats her head, telling his little auntie not to look at the comments anymore, and she quietly agrees. On a split screen, a fan named Meow asks if Mian needs her birth date, but Mian insists on receiving the fee first. Mian cheekily presents a toy phone, displaying a QR code, and her grandnephew and the host fondly call her a thrifty little auntie. The fan, Meow, explains she wants help finding her cat, which has been missing for a month despite her efforts. Mian performs a quick calculation and confidently tells the fan that her cat is in the 3rd house to the left. The fan, Yuan, is hesitant, explaining she's already asked those neighbors, but she resolves to go ask them again. At the neighbor's door, Mian's voice from the phone advises calling the police, sparking a debate among the live viewers. Su Chenfei intervenes, firmly asking for the address and vowing to take full responsibility for calling the police. Bolstered by his conviction, Yuan agrees and decides to call the police herself. The neighbor, an elderly woman, opens the door and irritably asks why they're making a fuss, admitting her grandson is just playing with the cat. Fearing the police, the woman releases a beautiful white cat as viewers celebrate Mian's incredible accuracy. Overcome with emotion, Yuan tearfully reunites with her beloved cat while the live chat erupts with praise for the amazing little auntie. Mian triumphantly declares she was right, and a proud Su Chenfei lovingly agrees that his auntie is amazing. Su Chenfei affectionately pats a beaming Mian on the head as she giggles with pure delight. Watching the live stream, a new fan who paid the fee wants Mian to tell her about her brother. The woman scoffs, thinking that she doesn't even have a brother, and that she will now expose Mian as a fraud. Mian states that the woman's brother is unhappy, but the woman smugly accuses her of lying and calls the Su family scammers. She defiantly holds up a family register as proof, threatening to call the police as the live audience calls for the show's cancellation. Mian stands her ground, insisting that the woman actually met her brother just yesterday, though the woman continues to deny it. Mian describes a man giving the woman a bubble tea the day before, revealing that he was her brother. The woman dismisses the claim as mere coincidence, but Mian urges her to ask her parents, who have been searching for him. A flashback reveals the heartbreaking truth. The woman's little brother was taken from her in a car when she was just 6 years old. Stunned and flustered, the woman grabs her phone, determined to call her mother and prove Mian wrong. On the phone with her mother, Yuan cautiously asks the question that could change everything. Does she have a younger brother? Her mother answers in a shocked voice from the phone, asking Yuan who told her and if her memories have returned. The stunning truth hits Yuan, and with tears in her eyes, she asks for confirmation that she really does have a brother. Her mother recounts the tragic story of her brother's kidnapping and the subsequent trauma that made them hide the truth to protect Yuan. Yuan learns her brother was never on the family register because he was only 11 months old when he was taken. In stunned silence, Yuan stares at her phone, where Mian's live stream continues, her world completely upended. Filled with a new sense of hope, Yuan tells her mother that Mian found her brother at a nearby bubble tea shop and begs her to come. As her mother agrees to rush over, Mian joyfully announces to the viewers that a family is about to be reunited. Outside, the family says their goodbyes, as Madame Su gives Su Chenfei a protective charm to ensure Mian's safety. Su Chenfei holds Mian's hand, promising to take excellent care of his little aunt as they head off. The family bids them a heartfelt farewell, with Su Linsheng cheekily telling Mian to discipline Su Chenfei if he acts up. Waving goodbye, Mian promises to take care of herself and tells her family to do the same. Arriving at the airport, Su Chenfei is greeted by a friend with curly brown hair who has brought a little boy with him. The two friends greet each other warmly, with the curly-haired man joking that Su Chenfei is, as usual, the last to arrive. Mian Mian is startled as she recognizes the scent from the man's wooden bracelet, realizing it's the same as the mysterious old lady's. The man crouches down, mistaking Mian Mian for Su Chenfei's daughter, and warmly greeting the little cutie. Su Chenfei gently corrects his friend, clarifying that Mian Mian is, in fact, his aunt. His friend's expression shifts from confusion to amusement as he realizes the livestream's true purpose and smiles at the unbelievable situation. The friend introduces his younger brother, A Hao, and explains that they've brought a gift for Mian Mian. A Hao shyly offers Mian Mian a large, beautifully wrapped gift, which she graciously accepts with a thank you. In return, Mian Mian gives A Hao a simple wooden doll, prompting mockery from online viewers about the cheap gift from a rich family. The older brother, however, tells A Hao that it is a rare and precious gift that he must cherish and not lose. Privately, the man smirks, thinking the gift is pathetic, but planning to leverage his public act of generosity to boost his own popularity. Mian Mian notices A Hao's confusion and kindly offers to show him how to play with the special wooden doll. Click with a deft movement. Mian Mian causes the simple wooden doll to unfold a pair of elegant wings. Wow. The doll transforms into a magical bird, hovering in the air as Mian Mian and a wide-eyed A Hao look on in wonder. Mian Mian adds that it can also turn into a swimming fish, sending the live chat into a frenzy over the incredible transforming toy. A pouting Su Chenfei asks Mian Mian why she gave away such a fun toy, and she gently explains that he's a big boy now. Su Chenfei throws a fake tantrum, pretending to cry and wailing that he wants one too, delighting the viewers with his priceless expressions. Falling for his act, a concerned Mian Mian tells her sweet grandson not to cry and offers him the toy she was holding. Woo! His tears vanishing instantly, Su Chenfei gleefully catches the toy as a pouting Mian Mian realizes she's been tricked. Su Chenfei cheekily insists he wasn't tricking his auntie, and really would have cried if she hadn't given him the toy. A Hao warns Mian Mian that Su Chenfei is lying, explaining that adults love to tease kids with little things. Mian Mian summons her grandnephew with a serious expression, gesturing for him to come closer. Su Chenfei obediently crouches down, allowing his tiny auntie to reach up and gently pat his head. With hands clasped, Su Chenfei apologizes profusely to his little auntie and promises never to lie again. Mian Mian thoughtfully forgives her grandnephew, letting him keep the toy but telling him not to trick her again. As Su Chenfei holds his new toy, the live chat marvels at how cute he is and how different he seems from the negative rumors. Watching the trio's growing popularity, the curly-haired man worries that Su Chenfei and Mian Mian will steal all the attention. The man glares, vowing to drain Su Chenfei's luck and popularity this time so he can never rise again. A new group arrives. Movie star Liu Hu, dressed in a sharp purple pantsuit, holds the hand of a little girl named Ji Yu. The curly-haired man calls out to Su Chenfei to greet the newly arrived Liu Hui. Su Chenfei pointedly ignores the greeting, remaining focused on the wooden toy in his hands. Mian Mian scolds her grandnephew for being impolite, but he defiantly states he won't be friendly to someone who will only be cold in return. The curly-haired man tries to smooth things over with Liu Hui, who privately thinks Su Chenfei was incredibly rude. Mian Mian, however, approaches Liu Hui with a friendly hello, thinking the woman has kind features. Liu Hui greets the two little girls and asks for their names, and Mian Mian introduces herself. Mian Mian offers Liu Hui a green pearl bracelet as a gift, apologizing for her grandson's lack of manners. Liu Hui is stunned by the gift, realizing the high-quality pearl is extremely valuable and questioning if Su Chenfei knows. The curly-haired man clarifies to a surprised Liu Hui that Mian Mian is actually Su Chenfei's esteemed elder aunt. A Hao is encouraged to give his gift, a large red present, to his sister Yu. Wait, the dialogue says Sister Yu, but he's giving it to the other girl. Let me reread. The curly-haired man is telling his brother A Hao to give the gift to his sister Yu. No, that's not right. The speaker is the curly-haired man, talking to A Hao, telling him to give the gift to sister Yu. Yu is the girl with Liu Hui. This seems to be a mistake in the dialogue, as he should be telling A Hao to give the gift to Mian Mian. I will report what is literally present. A Hao is told to give his gift to a girl, Yu. Yu peeks out shyly from behind her mother's leg, clutching her stuffed bunny. Liu Hui apologizes for her daughter's shyness, explaining they came hoping she could make new friends. Mian sweetly introduces herself to Yu, pointing out that their names are quite similar. Yu watches with curiosity as Mian places her gifts on the floor for her to see. Liu Hui observes the two children beginning to interact. Mian reveals another gift, a pair of exquisite butterfly-shaped hairpins that Liu Hui recognizes as rare antiques she once saw in a museum. Yu admires the beautiful craft while her mother internally praises her daughter's excellent taste. Mian offers the hairpins to Yu as the live chat buzzes with speculation about the antique's authenticity and value. Seeing Liu Hui's hesitation, Mian brightly reassures her that it's okay, as they have plenty more in storage. Mian beams, deciding to give a pair of hairpins to Yu because she really likes her. Liu Hui encourages Yu to accept the gift, promising to return the favor, and Yu excitedly asks Mian if they can wear them together. Yu's face lights up with joy as she holds the beautiful pink butterfly accessory. Liu Hui gently pats her daughter's head, kindly reminding her not to be greedy. As viewers praise her calm and generous nature, Mian asks her grandnephew to help put her hairpin on. Su Chenfei gently fastens the delicate butterfly hairpin into his little auntie's hair. Mian turns with a radiant smile, showing off her new sparkling butterfly hairpin. With matching hairpins, Mian walks happily toward her new friend, Yu. Yu tells Su Chenfei he's a big boy and can board alone, while Mian announces she will go with Yu instead. Wham! A heartbroken Su Chenfei watches in shock, thinking his little aunt has abandoned him. The group, along with the camera crew, makes their way onto the airplane. Mian suggests she and Yu sit together on the plane, and a happy Yu agrees. Su Chenfei rushes over with his phone, wanting to sit with his aunt and take a photo to commemorate her first time on a plane. Liu Hui intervenes, telling Su Chenfei she will sit with the girls since he is an adult and no good at taking care of children. Offended, Su Chenfei protests, insisting that he's had special training on how to care for kids. Liu Hui smiles sweetly, claiming her daughter is scared of him. Su Chenfei stubbornly declares he won't sit with her daughter and will only sit with his little aunt. Mian gently tells her grandnephew to sit elsewhere because Yu is scared of him. Crushed, Su Chenfei looks at Mian with disbelief and asks if she doesn't want him anymore. Su Chenfei puts on a dramatic show, bursting into tears over not sitting with his aunt, sending the live chat into a fit of laughter. Watching his over-the-top performance, Mian wonders if her 7th grandson is actually a real adult. Taking pity on Su Chenfei, Mian asks Yu if they should let her crying grandson sit with them, and Yu agrees. Liu Hui tells her daughter she will sit with them, and Yu happily agrees. With both girls on his lap, Su Chenfei takes a selfie while Liu Hui watches, wondering why their relationship soured when he seemed so sweet. In a flashback, Liu Hui recalls when Su Chenfei first started his career and was an eager-to-learn junior on her acting crew. Her thoughts darken as she remembers hearing he later slapped another actress, a rumor highlighted by a scandalous online article. Back in the flashback, Liu Hui advises Su Chenfei to protect his image, but he scoffs at her for acting like his sister. Liu Hui remembers Su Chenfei's anger and thinks about the other women involved in the incident. The curly-haired man, Chen Yao, appears in the flashback, telling Liu Hui that Chenfei is in a bad mood and he'll take him away. In the present, Liu Hui recalls that Chen Yao's appearance at that exact moment felt strangely timed, as if he'd been hiding. Watching Chen Yao now, Liu Hui worries about what kind of chaos he's planning to stir up on this show. Later, Su Chenfei sits peacefully with a sleeping Mian and Yu resting on his shoulders. The live chat fills with praise for Su Chenfei's gentle side, though some viewers remain skeptical, recalling past negative rumors. Liu Hui smiles, admitting to herself that he doesn't seem arrogant like the internet claims. Tisk, Chen Yao scoffs at the crew filming Su Chenfei, thinking that Mian is his lucky charm, and his prediction has never been wrong. Smirking, Chen Yao looks at his phone with scheming confidence. Chen Yao eagerly anticipates the drama to come, certain that Su Chenfei is going to get into trouble on set. After the flight, a host welcomes the live audience back from a bus, explaining they are waiting for the other guests. Wah. A new mother, Xu Weiwei, struggles to control her son, Wang Zi, as he throws a tantrum on the bus. Xu Weiwei tries to calm her son, Zizi, by telling him there are other kids to play with. Wang Zi remains teary-eyed and defiant, ignoring his mother's pleas. The boy points directly at Mian Mian, announcing that he wants to play with her. Wang Zi rushes over to Mian Mian, excitedly pointing at her hairpin and shouting, "Butterfly! Butterfly!" Mian Mian kindly offers to let him see her butterfly hairpin. Without warning, Wang Zi forcefully yanks the hairpin right out of Mian Mian's hair. Mian Mian cries out in pain as the boy rips the accessory from her scalp. Tears welling in her eyes, a distraught Mian Mian asks why he would pull her little butterfly so hard. Wang Zi taunts Mian Mian with the stolen hairpin, daring her to hit him. Suddenly, a hand furiously grabs the back of Wang Zi's shirt. An enraged Su Chenfei lifts the boy by his collar, demanding that he apologize to his aunt immediately. As Wang Zi screams to be let go, his mother Shu Weiwei rushes over in alarm. Shu Weiwei glares, deciding to use the cameras and public opinion to paint Su Chenfei as a bully and teach him a lesson. Confronting Su Chenfei, Shu Weiwei dismisses the incident as a kid's quarrel and scolds him for being harsh. Su Chenfei internally fumes as Shu Weiwei pressures him to let it go, minimizing her son's actions. "Fine, I am spiteful," Su Chenfei retorts, pointing to his crying aunt as proof that it wasn't a harmless quarrel. Su Chenfei angrily refuses to let the boy go until he apologizes for his bad manners, leaving Shu Weiwei stunned. Chen Yao steps in, telling Su Chenfei to let the kid go, while the live chat debates whether adults should interfere in kids' fights. After a tense moment, Su Chenfei glares but reluctantly agrees for Chen Yao's sake. Chen Yao tells the boy to apologize, but Wang Zi just crosses his arms and huffs defiantly. Su Chenfei kneels to comfort his crying aunt, encouraging her to be brave and make the boy apologize to her directly. The live chat explodes in outrage, as a close-up reveals a small bald patch on Mian Mian's head from where her hair was pulled. Mian Mian touches her head worriedly, concerned that she might be going bald. Su Chenfei sweetly reassures Mian Mian that eating black sesame seeds will make her hair grow back fast, and she agrees determinedly. Mian Mian confronts Wang Zi again, demanding an apology for pulling her hair, but he just covers his ears. Standing her ground, Mian Mian declares that if he doesn't apologize, she will get her revenge. Shu Weiwei offers a weak apology on her son's behalf, trying to dismiss the incident with an offer of compensation. Su Chenfei glares, about to intervene in the dismissive apology. Mian Mian stands firm, rejecting the mother's apology because the one who did wrong must be the one to say sorry. Frustrated, Shu Weiwei tells her son to apologize or Mian Mian will hit him, but he stubbornly dares Mian Mian to do it. Giving up, Shu Weiwei tells Mian Mian she can't control her son and to do whatever she wants, even letting her hit him. With a determined look, Mian Mian announces she's going to hit him as payback. Reaching out, Mian Mian swiftly grabs a handful of Wang Zi's hair. Ow! Shocked by the pain, Wang Zi cries out, unable to believe she actually hit him back. Su Chenfei asks where the pulled hair is, and Mian Mian spots the strands on the bus floor. Mian Mian proudly hands the evidence to her grandnephew, who is internally shocked by his little aunt's strength. Mian Mian explains to Zizi that since he pulled her hair, she pulled his, and now they are even. Wah! In response, Wang Zi throws an ear-splitting tantrum on the bus floor, shocking his mother. Annoyed by his crying, Mian Mian warns him that she'll hit him again if he doesn't stop. Wah! Wang Zi screams defiantly that he can cry if he wants to, as a fed-up Mian Mian covers her ears. Losing her patience, Mian Mian warns the boy not to blame her for what happens next.